There's 26 episodes in season 1. There's 26 episodes in season 1. Are you insane? Hello, my friends. Forgive me of my reddish appearance. Not only was I outside for a little bit, hoping that the sun would help me with this. I think it's a cold that I have, but also, so I'm kind of red there, but also because I've been blowing my nose, my face is kind of reddish, very pink. For those of you who are like, hey, your videos are hecka late, they're always late. It's kind of like a screw it mode. But we're about to dive into episode 1 of Demon Slayer. Now, the reason we're doing Demon Slayer is because a long while back, either on YouTube or on Patreon, I had done a poll between, like, I think it was Haikyuu, Demon Slayer, and maybe 2 other shows, and Demon Slayer won. So this was like, okay, this is the next show. Now, by the time this comes out on YouTube, we should be all caught up with Isaacon, and then season 2 of Kalon should be beginning on YouTube-wise. If you're on Patreon, you've already gotten the reaction, and this intro is not in part of the reaction. There's really, in terms of what do I know about the show, I know nothing. I don't know anything about the characters. All I know is about Nezuko because her stuffed version is everywhere. My sister likes the character, and she named her cat after her. I just know her name, I know who she is, but I know nothing about her, I know nothing about the characters, the world, nothing. I'm going in this completely, utterly blind. Oh, by the way, I am playing with my microphone setup, so my microphone's like farther to my left and next to me. So, there's a good chance the sound might be a little off. I'm going to play with it maybe before I start recording the reaction part of this video. Again, if you're watching on YouTube, there's no sound, partial image keeps the copyright monsters mostly at bay. But there's a link below if you want to check it out. Let's dive in. It's a little hard to see on the computer. That's some very 3D snow. Oh, okay. We already got our main. Ooh. Isn't that Nezuko? Oh, we're seeing his footsteps after the set. Okay, so they're siblings. Ooh, very 3D modeling right off the beginning. Literally a cold open. Huh. Are we going backwards or do we go forwards? So we had multiple siblings. Okay. They must look like their dad. They all have the same eyes. Shigeru. Shows how much I did not pay attention to Demon Slayer. I thought he had short hair. Maybe he does later on. The earrings are fascinating. Yeah, it must all look like their father. Okay. No Nezuko. She a stranger? Oh, that's Nezuko. I'm. Oh, Dad's gone. She looks so pretty like that. So he had multiple siblings. Wow, that's a big family. So they live in the country. They look like their dad, very much clearly. Something happens. I'm guessing the whole family gets wiped out by Nezuko. 1, 2, 3. Wow, this is 4 of his siblings and his probably his mom. Is that a scar or a birthmark? I guess we'll get my answer later. No, I wonder if we're not gonna get an intro song for the first episode. Can't remember if other. I don't know. I hope there's a halfway point so I can like pause. But I'm going to assume we got the end of this episode. And now we're seeing. Is he part demon? So he's a strong young man. Helps the whole village. Hmm. Makes the load lighter. So does he know something? Oh. It's fascinating about the whole thing about the spirits and the demons in Japanese lore. So he just, I'm assuming, just genuinely, hopefully, just genuinely cares for Tanjiro. It's not as demon insists. Most of the stuff I know about is his actual grandfather, or is he just a title he's calling him? Hmm. If it is grandfather, maybe on his mom's side? Hmm. Hard to tell. Here's my concern. Is that him or is that a demon he's talking to? Oh yeah, demons only, only. Or dark spirits. We have? Oh, so it's a title. He's calling him granddad out of affection. Hmm. Okay, so I'm so used to like Inuyasha and TV shows, so I'm like stressed about like jump scares. I have a feeling he's not gonna return to anything good back home. Your happiness destroyed. There's always blood, and that's what he smells. Either he's a demon hunter or he's part demon. He smells it in his house. is still there. Oh, his whole family. Oh. Oh, okay, so he knew she was still alive. I bet his father was the one that protected him. I bet his father was a demon slayer and protected them. And with him gone, maybe Demon came back for revenge? Again, everything I'm going off is like stuff I remember watching Inuyasha on Toonami or Adult Swim. Mm. I was gonna say, is she possessed? Oh, that still hurts. But what happened to Nezuko? Does she have a demon in her? Whoa, ha 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 ha. There's a really cool show. I can't remember the name of it. Yeah, so she's like possessed. Is this why she has that thing in her mouth? She's either been infected or possessed. This is a heavily exposition filled episode. Oh, she's kind of a rise of a grown man now. This is a ridiculously wordy first episode. Not much action. I'm hoping this show starts to pick up because this is a little boring. Someone's coming to kill her. I was gonna say, I knew he had short hair. I wondered how that was gonna happen. Oh, that hurt. His eyes don't. Okay, so there we go. Again, this is such an exposition heavy first episode. Jeez. Now I know he got short hair. Now I know. I was like, I knew he had short hair. Strange clearing there. Oh, her hair's different too. Oh, he has a soft spot for him. Mm. That's awful, though. I mean, he has a really terrible, rough day. And he blames himself now for his family's death. This is such a freaking wordy first episode, guys. This is kind of. I hope the rest of the episodes are not like this. This is a little boring. Interesting the use of the music. Ow, that's gotta hurt. Dude, you almost died, man. With great precision. Smart kid. This kid. Gosh, every story. Those are nutrient rich, that's the reason? Seemed like she wanted to protect him to me. Yeah. I mean, expeditious. I mean, we're getting information, but it's like blah, 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 blah. Who's their father? Oh, knocked her out. Ow. He's good, though. It's a seal. So that's what's around her mouth, a seal. So wait, doesn't her character always have an umbrella? I feel like I remember her character having an umbrella. Oh gosh, she had to go back and bury them. Oh, look at his hands. She's kind of out of it. What a terrible long day. Looks like he all did it by hand. His hands are all messed up. Oh, it's also cold though, so it's like, ooh, the 3D modeling on these trees are rough. But if you want to use 3D modeling, you're gonna use it on trees. Episode 1, cruelty. That's easy to write down. That's it? That's the first episode? Okay. There's a lot for me to say about this, so. Please tell me that this is what we're going to get with the first episode in terms of talky exposition, because that was kind of exhausting. And just see how we're getting some different, so I'm going to assume these different outfits means that he trains with different demon slayers. His outfits kind of embody his training. I guess we'll find out later on. Yeah, interesting how these demon slayers have very, like, blank eyes. That's interesting, the modern suit. So, the cool part, so cool, we're going through a lot of training with him in this first season. And him growing as, like, I can see why people also kind of make a lot of comparisons with, what is it? My Hero Academia. But I also would make a lot more comparison, at least from this first moment, with, what's the word I'm looking for? Pokemon. In terms of growth. So Ash was a terrible trainer, and he was bad with Pokemon, didn't, like, know anything about them. And so, of course, he had to, like, learn to grow. And we get that with, like, most main characters, you want that arc. So, with Ash, it was being from, like, knowing nothing about Pokemon and not being a good trainer to, like, growing to be a very competent trainer that can kind of, like, take on anything. His main goal to kind of, like, I guess get all these different badges and become, you know, a master Pokemon trainer. And so, of course, his major goal, Tanjiro, I think, his ultimate goal is to find the demon that killed his family. I'm sure as the show goes, we're also going to get into, is it a birthmark or is it a scar? You know, are these kids just normal kids, or is there something more going on than that? And I'm sure as the show goes on, we'll actually get to see a little bit as to what the true gist of the show is and these characters. I'm gonna kind of keep this like review short and sweet to the point, just because it's the first episode. But it's just, and I kind of, um, it was so slow yet so fast. The action was very little, very few, and kind of just sporadic. It had its moments, but it was just blah 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 blah. I have a feeling if I was reading a book, this would be the first few pages, actually, not the first chapter. So, my hope is, and I'm going to assume so, there's no way a show could be this popular if all the episodes are like this. So I'm assuming we're just getting a really exposition heavy first episode, like most pilots are, and then we'll get more into a better balance as we move forward with the series. Animation wise, it's pretty simple. Very deeply saturated colors, very bold lines. We have very painterly illustration backgrounds, very beautiful illustrative backgrounds. Oh, cool. Very beautiful illustrative backgrounds. And then we do have some use of CGI, but that use is for those trees, because it's tedious to hand paint all those trees. But if you want to get the vastness of the snow and the vastness of the forest, you're going to want to use CGI, because you can just go pop, 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 and pop them in how you like. Now, I don't think it was this series. I think it was another series that people were like, the CGI sucks. Not during one of the seasons. I don't think it was this series. I think it was a different one where the CGI was bad. I don't think it was Demon Slayer. But I'm hoping we just continue to see the CGI used in a very smart, efficient way, which is to use it for tedious, non-character things such as trees. Other than that, there's nothing else to say. Kind of a boring start, but again, if this was a book, this is probably the first few pages. So my hope is, as the show picks up, as the episodes go, we're gonna get more of that better balance of action and words, and not so blah 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 talky, as I always say. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, share with your enemies, and I'll see you next time.